Hello! I'm gonna show you guys something really quick. I have a quick tutorial. This is how I like to get my basses fat now. You don't need a square wave to do sub stuff. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna show you how to get a nice sub using a single sine wave to where it sounds deep and thick. All right, so we're gonna have some drums here. It's just some simple drums, and then I have a patch here. This is just a formant filter. There is our formant bass, and we have this sub over here. So if we take a listen to this. So this is all it is. It's just a single sine wave. Okay, and I boosted the volume a little bit. I have a little bit of saturator on here, but I don't think I really need it. I'm actually going to take that off and see what we can do with it. And I have a shaper on here, so then it does wubs. All right, so here's the trick of the day. This saturator right here. So in order for you guys to understand how to make the basses thick, I want you to look at this button right here, DC offset. What DC offset does is make sure that all the phases don't mess with each other, so therefore it corrects all the phases and stuff. I'm going to show you with this oscilloscope. I'll play it by itself. Go to the master here. So we're going to put the DC offset on and see what happens. Basically, I guess it just turned the volume down. You see how I turn the DC offset off? It's actually starting to clip. Really interesting. It probably puts all the phases, it puts all the phases at one phase. So the DC offset, is just real thicker. When you turn it off, it's way thicker. And this is how I think about it. So with the DC offset off, if there's other synths and stuff, it actually will phase into each other. And therefore the one thing that's being played at that frequency, the loudest, actually kind of like side chains the rest of the frequencies there. So you can really get into it and push the limiter, but it actually sounds kind of good. You can push the saturator and it actually sounds kind of good. Let's do this all from scratch and see what happens. You see how I turn up this sub now, and now everything is getting out of the way for the sub? That's because that saturator has the DC offset off. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to have like an overwhelming bass like Hall, and it sounds really cool. It's not the sound that I'm going for, so I put a saturator on here just to kind of clean it up. And now that we have this, why don't we go ahead and put Duck Buddy on here from the drums. So you see how all the frequencies are getting out of the way of the sub? It's like as if it's side chaining to each other. So it's really cool. So if I actually pump the shit out of this right here, it still actually sounds kind of good. It's more of a preference if you're to play this. Yeah, so even if I put this up, it actually kind of gets out of the way. So the loudest thing actually pushes the rest of the frequencies down on the saturator. So I think that's pretty cool. I've been using that in my mixes lately. Another thing you could do, you could put a hard curve on there, put the drive a little bit down. And it still does it, and it's actually really, really nice. And if you really want to push the sound, the hard distortion's right there, so you can just but you got to be careful with it because it's pretty touchy. It actually sounds really gritty. And it's really nice because it actually allows your bass to be more dynamic if you kind of use it like this on this hard curve and bring it down. Yeah, I thought it was cool to share. So thank you for watching.